Cedar Rapids' own Zach Bad Company Mill.
Oh!
Uh-oh. Nikes.
Epic fail. Standard around here. This is the Dogg House Gym. Welcome. Today I got a special guest with me. Not really just like special guests. A lot of you haven't even met this guy or know. You've heard a million stories because I talk about him all the time. It's my dad Mark, hanging with my pops.
Hey, everybody.
What up?
It's great to be
What's
on
up,
here.
Dad? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm exhausted, but honestly, like I've been waiting to just sit and talk to you for a while because it's like you're just so busy, you know, and I'm busy too. But it's people are always asking, you know, they're like, "Where's your dad at?" And I'm like, "He's on a plane somewhere, in a hotel somewhere, doing something with some aviation stuff."
Yeah.
Which is what you're doing now, you know, and mom's running the thing, but you're helping mom do stuff from time to time with the company and whatnot, which is great. And man, it might get a little emotional and that's okay. But God, I just love you. I can't even believe we're here talking. Don't tell too many bad stories, whatever you do. These guys already know, trust me.
They've heard it all, probably.
So don't you know, they've heard it all, I'm sure. So my pops. So you've been doing aviation stuff. And you're just a busy guy. Talk a little bit about that. What you've been up to? What work has it been detailing, and what mom's up to, and the business. And you always got your hand in everything. You know, there's always something extra going on, or you're trying to create a new company, create a new something. You're always pushing to do something great. I think that's great.
Yeah, we're busy. And like you said, you're very busy. We're super proud of you and everything that you built here with the Dogg House Gym and all the work that you're putting in. And you're kind of taking over that entrepreneurial, you know, vibe or feel that we have in this family. But yeah, you know, I left law enforcement and got in doing aviation security, and I've been doing that for the last 20 years. And I've worked for a couple of different companies, but basically what we do is we clean and search aircraft overnight, commercial aircraft. We have a ton of work with Southwest Airlines. That's probably one of our biggest customers. And a lot of people don't know, but when a plane goes out of service, let's say plane rolls in 11 o'clock at night, plane's done for the night and it's not going out till 6 a.m. Well, that plane has to be searched and certified before it can go back out. That's a governmental requirement. So there's vendors and companies out there that provide that, those work and services, which is what we do. But yeah, it is, unfortunately, it's a very, very busy kind of time consuming industry because, you know, I travel a ton.
Which I know you hate
travel.
also.
Yeah. And it's not unusual travel weekly. And then, you know, the aviation industry, that whole airline industry really operates on time, right? It's all about time. And so they expect quick results and quick answers. So if we have a challenge or a problem or an issue that I get involved in, you know, it could be something where I have to head out the door the very next morning, you know, to go address it or help or get involved.
I think that's the part you hate the most, really. And I don't know that I could do that. I mean, like when I was pumping concrete, one thing I always hated was like, at the end of your day, you have to call in a dispatch, and like it may be 3 o'clock or 5 or 6, right? But it's the end of the day, and no matter what, when you're done with the job, you call in a dispatch. You may have another job, you may not. So you call in there, and she might say, "Hey, you're done for the day. I don't have anything for tomorrow yet." Or she might say, "Hey, it's 7 o'clock at night. Service your truck. You need to be in Davenport, concrete on site, 6:30 a.m."
Yeah.
And you're leaving from Cedar Rapids, and it's like it's freaking 7 o'clock at night now. You mean I got to be up at 3 in the morning to get this stuff going and everything else? I hated that.
I remember when you were doing that. Of course, you have a good work ethic, so you're able to do that kind of stuff. But you know, and the similarities actually, if you said concrete and what I'm doing, you'd be like, oh, you know, I don't really see any similarities there. But the timeliness of it is again the biggest factor. And you know a lot more about concrete than I do. But I remember the challenges you had because these things have to be poured on time,
right?
Any kind of screw up or mess up there, and you're off a little bit of time, you're going to have an issue with a bad batch and all kinds of other problems.
No,
so I mean, you get that kind of thing, and it does. You know, when I was younger and you guys were younger, it wasn't that bad traveling. I think just because I was younger and you know it was easier, I guess. But after time, it does get to be a hassle. Most people are like, "Ooh, a hotel, you know, fun." And I'm like, geez, another hotel. I don't care how nice the hotel is.
They always think that at first. I've noticed that because, you know, when I was building restaurants on the road, it was the same way.
Yeah.
And like in the beginning, it really is nice. It's like, you know, paid hotel room, paid meals, you know.
And you did all that when you were doing
but after 4 days of reeling, realizing that you're just going to be sleeping in that bed. You ain't hanging in a hotel room. You're just there to sleep in that bed, and that's it. Then you start to realize that's not really.
I'm sure it was easy for your working out and your your health regimen and everything. It's another thing that makes it very difficult, right? Because it's it's hard to go find places to eat, and then you're I'm gonna work out in the little gym there, and all the challenges that you have with it. But hey, I tell you what I love about my job, and you probably I think will agree with the same thing you do, is impacting people, and my job makes a difference. And so I'm fortunate to be doing it.
No, for sure. You've always been like that, though. If I'm keeping it real, like you've always. One thing I've always, I just get emotional off the jump, but a lot of people know my story. They've heard it. They know about everything. But there's not a lot of people in the world, parents especially these days, that I notice that allow their kids to believe anything to the moon. You and Mom always instilled that in me.
Yeah.
You guys were always, you would always, you could be anything. You could do anything, And, growing up, when I was with Tammy and all that stuff. And, I can remember conversations. Well, you never play in the NBA. Do you know what the statistics are on that? You've got to be, you could never do that. That stuff happened quite a bit to me. And I often hear Justin Gaethje, who's the 155-pound UFC champion, and you're not into the fighting thing a lot.
But I know who he is.
But you know of him. And he says the same thing. He says, I love my mom and dad to death because they allowed me to and showed me that like I could do anything. And without that, I think you're hindered to a huge degree. I mean, because you spend the first 18 years of your life with these people, and your thoughts are their thoughts. The way that you feel is how they feel. Their ideas are your ideas because you're around them. You're that stuff's projected on you. And more and more, we're living in a world where I feel like there isn't nearly enough encouragement to let people know that, man, you could freaking be anything. I try to let these kids know in here, these 14 and 16-year-old kids. And I tell them all the time, I say, man, you guys can just go get a job and work the rest of your life forever if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. I see the way you are with kids. I mean, and this is something we always thought you'd be great at. And I, taking you back to when you did a training class for us, it was the day after Thanksgiving. This is probably 10 years ago or something.
Kind of boxing club or something.
Yeah, you're not. My, your sister was there, and me and your mom, and we all were like, we knew you were doing that stuff, and you've always been that coaching because you were coaching little kids when you were doing Parks and Rec, and I mean that's just that's something you're really blessed with. But we knew then that that's something that you would be great at, is doing that.
And you guys helped instill that in me though too. Like, had it not been for you guys to like allow me to have an open mind to those ideas, it would never be possible. It's real easy to close somebody's mind when they're 7 or 8 years old and tell them, hey, you're never going to do that.
Yeah. It's
because at 7 or 8 years old, I'm looking up to you. I'm looking, of course, I believe that that's never going to happen. My Lord and Savior, the guy I looked up to, my dad, whatever, literally tells me, no, you're never going to do that at 7 years old. And I think to myself, man, but there's a lot of that goes around out there.
There is. I don't know the psychology behind it. I don't know. I think they probably were told that by their parents. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. We're just encouragers. And we do believe in people like you do.
Yep.
And I think that, somewhere along the line, here's the crazy thing that I think is, the fighters will get this, and you will definitely get this, is setting expectations, right?
Yep.
So you don't want to have low expectations. I mean, my God, you're going to go in a fight or any kind of like athletic challenge or battle, and well, we don't know what's going to happen. Yep. It's like, okay, you have to have expectations, but listen, expectations are awesome in my opinion. If somebody loves you enough to tell you, I have expectations for you to do well,
they're holding you to a certain
they
standard,
are, because they believe in you, because they love you.
I agree.
And unfortunately,
I agree.
Anymore, and we do this stuff in, just even like 3rd grade, they've lowered the grades for all the kids. And, now, if you're I just saw some scale somewhere where 45% or above got you in, I think it was 45 to 60 was a C now, a C grade. You know, it's not even 50 or
Gosh, I would have been
Yeah.
I would have been an honor roll if we could. If I
Yeah.
could have gone to school.
Me too.
I
I never
was
was.
on the honor
I
roll.
hated school. And yes,
Jesus
you did not.
Christ. You'd have been so proud of me back in the day.
Well, you
I'd have been a
couldn't sit
B. I'd have
still.
been a B student with those.
I'm sure most of your listeners are like, "What? Zach could
Yeah.
not sit still?
Zach
They're totally
graduated
for
high
it.
school. That can't be.
Yeah, they're totally
it's
for it
true.
about it.
It's true. I know.
But you know, when you set low expectations, I mean, it's almost like saying, well, we don't, you know, I mean, the truth is we just don't believe in you. So
yeah.
you know, we want low expectations.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's all. I love talking to you because you and I think a lot about the mentality of stuff, whether it's fighting or how you deal with people or how you carry on with your life. You're very introspective, and I am too. So the stuff just is interesting to me, and it's, you know, why some people think one way, why some people think another, and even you know, you talk about people who talk down to you and say you're not going to amount to anything.
Yep.
Some people will take that and they'll actually go out and
reverse it and do amazing
how
things.
dare you say I will not do that? And then they go out. And then other people, you can encourage them, do everything for them, and then they will be bitter and upset. And I just don't know what the difference is with people, you know?
You know, one thing I will say is I think that's where Madison and I differ a little bit. And I've said this before, you know, like I'm really the got to put your foot in my ass guy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go get it done.
Yes.
Or the reverse psychology part, you'll never do that. And then I'm going to be like, ha, you just sit there and hang out and I'll show you that I'm going to do it.
Exactly.
Madison, not so much. I don't think foot in the ass, more got to be, hey, you got it, Dread. You can do this thing, you know?
Yeah.
And that could be a girl and guy thing or whatever. But just being raised by the same parents, it's amazing how you and mom were able to calculate the way that we would grow to our most potential and use those tools individually between us.
Yeah.
To get us to do the things that we needed to do, because we're two very different people.
I appreciate it.
I mean it. It's true. Madison and I are very different, but very alike, and we both have big hearts. But like, to have those tools, I mean, like, there's not a lot of parents that it's not like that these days. I'm just telling you, it's really not.
Well, we were probably lucky. I mean, we had great parents, you know, both of us, and you knew your grandfather very well.
For sure.
He just adored you. And so, you know, we were lucky from that regard. And
Grandpa's Tom's birthday the other day, by the way.
Oh, my word.
If you didn't know.
How old would he, if he was still here now, would he be in his 90s or something?
Yeah, he'd have to be. Because he was what?
He kind of passed
he
away
was
at an
2
early
years
age,
younger
I
than
thought,
Grandpa
didn't
Jack,
he?
wasn't he? 2
Was
years
he?
younger.
Okay.
He was 2 years younger or 2 years older than
All
Grandpa
right.
Jack.
Okay. So Grandpa
I can't
Jack
remember,
was
because they were both kind of doing the same thing. He was on the fire department when Grandpa Jack was doing the marshals.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. You
And
had a grandfather,
and they were only a couple
and
apart.
Grandpa Jack was a cop too. Prior to, so you had both of them doing. You know, one was a Cedar Rapids firefighter and one was a Cedar Rapids.
And look at how I turned out. Isn't that crazy?
No, I think
like the preacher's kid, but it ain't too bad. I mean, I like causing some trouble. I always knew not to cause enough trouble that it would hinder something that I would want to do in the future.
Yeah. You don't want to wreck your life.
And honestly, you always gave me great advice, and I tell these guys the same thing. I pass on a lot of things that you tell me, and whether it's right, wrong, or in between, I don't really know, nor do I care. But I remember you telling me, "Don't drink and drive. Don't get a girl knocked up." Yeah, I remember those very main things. Those are two main things that will change your life forever.
They will. That's the problem with both of those. I don't think people on the drinking and driving.
Not that it's a bad thing to do, you know, when you're ready to have a kid or something like that. But I mean, like, as far as two circumstances that will change your life drastically, especially at that age. Those are
will.
Things.
And the drinking and driving back then, if you recall, you know, there was no Uber or any of that available. And
it's true.
The
world is growing so fast on us.
It was, you know, but you get charged criminally in the state of Iowa. You get charged criminally for drinking and driving, but you also get charged by the DOT. And you can't get out of either one of them, really. It's almost impossible. And then this thing stays on your license forever, and people can find this record for 10 years.
And it's a felony.
I tell people, hey, you know, you're better.
Do you know it's a felony now? First time.
Is it really? My God.
Which it should be.
I guess, you know. I mean,
I hate to be
the amount of damage it's done.
We don't
families
need to get into impacts, but it's a bad thing.
But I mean, you go out, out and assault somebody in a fight. You can explain that, right?
To a certain degree,
You know, I'm not happy about it, but this guy was talking. He said something to my girl, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but you're drinking and driving. It's like it's bad judgment. You know,
there's no real excuse for it.
So here's just an interesting thing. But I just saw today that Tony Romo, who is he was the quarterback for, just got arrested for that in Milwaukee yesterday.
Shut
So
the
here's a
front
guy
door.
highly successful. He could have paid for a limo
Tiger Woods is the same way.
a
though.
million times. Yeah.
But you've heard this thing behind that, right?
No.
The Tiger Woods thing.
No.
Everybody's making fun of him because they're like, yeah, he's got 15 girlfriends. He don't want guys driving him around seeing all his girlfriends. That's what it is.
Okay. All right. So there you go.
Maybe
That's why you
not
didn't want to ride.
not that makes it responsible because you have 15 girlfriends. If I were you, I'd call the next girl you're going to and have her come get you. But
yeah, there
we'll
you
talk
go.
about that part.
Well, anyway, I mean, I've made bad people
Yeah,
make
yeah.
bad
For
judgments.
sure.
I
None
mean,
of us are perfect.
we're human.
We've all made mistakes and done things that we wish we shouldn't have
Try
done.
to limit them the best you can. I like your
sure.
attitude, which is just at the end of the day, just be honest with people. Don't screw anybody over. Nothing is worth, there's no amount of anything like money, fame, anything that's worth like screwing somebody over.
Nope. I agree.
In my opinion.
I agree.
Because at the end of the day, I believe we go somewhere and I believe in God and Jesus Christ.
I agree.
So I'm more worried
yeah.
about that than how I am here.
I agree.
Because life is eternal, after this.
It's weird because, I'm often talking to you about God and things like that. And everybody knows I believe. I don't nearly talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
But man, it's crazy how I got here. If that didn't exist, people could say that doesn't exist. But these things like show up in your face, and I got this 145-pounder just as fast as that damn gnat that won't leave us alone. And that 45-pounder is always in my face. Let me tell you, damn gnat. There's so many different things that we can go do. We can always go get more money, right? Yeah. Like I tell people, we can always go get more money. Everybody's hiring. You could probably go door knock. We could always go find some money. You could always go to Adventureland. Adventureland's always going to be there.
That's right. That's
right. One thing we can never get back is, for example, like this moment that you and I are having, this time right here. This is never once the sun goes down and night comes and it's 12:01. This day's gone, never to be had again. Yeah, never gonna have that back. And so I just feel like time is literally one of the most important things that
I love
you can take advantage
of.
of.
Without a doubt. And I like to, I used to do this a lot, which is, hey, sign this contract, right? So for you, I'd say, we're gonna go back 8 years.
Yep.
And we're going to say, all right, you are, where were you at 8 years ago working? Were you at Greg's or?
I was probably just getting going at Greg's.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to tell you, here's the contract I slide in front of you 8 years now, 8 years ago. And I say, here's the deal. 8 years from now, here's where you could be. You own a gym. You've got an awesome team around you.
Yep.
You've built your own thing. You've started a company, albeit with a lot of help and other people that are helping you along the way and a whole team.
Yeah.
But you're spearheading all that. You're training people. You're going to box. You're not even going to do MMA.
Yeah.
So just so you know, you're going to be a boxer. And you're going to do all that. You're going to have a good relationship with most of your family members.
Yep.
You're going to start a podcast that I see your downloads, and
it is kind of crazy, right?
It's crazy to me because I'm like, wow, I'm just surprised at how many people are downloading this stuff.
Well, I mean,
I guess I shouldn't be that surprised, but because you have really some great people on there and they've been very interesting, the podcast. But anyway, I mean, 8 years ago though, hey, this is where you're at. You're going to be in good health, and you got, people who love you and everything else.
Yep.
But do you want to sign that contract right now? Or I don't know, door 3, there is a door 3 there that you're living in Vegas and you're a welterweight champion or something. You just don't know what the thing is. But if you don't confront most people and you tell them, here's your situation right now, and this is what it was 8 years ago or 10 years ago, would you sign the contract? Most people are like, I'd sign that contract, when they really sit and realize like how blessed and lucky they are.
Right.
Right.
I think for me personally, it's hard to do that. And I know that that's maybe just the way my brain works, because I'm like constantly like, I always have myself in a place where I'm not enough so that I can continue to push and push and push. Because if I feel like I'm not there, I'm going to run hard.
Yeah, that's good though. You should.
If I feel like I'm there or I'm close, maybe I'm going to, it's one step towards complacency before bad things start to happen.
I agree with that.
And you can snowball down a hill.
Yep.
But you can also snowball up a hill.
Oh,
you can fall down the stairs, or you can take the escalator upstairs. I mean, like, it works both ways. I feel like
it does 100%.
it's hard to see things that way.
There's a thing in policing, community policing, and it's kind of old and outdated now. But I mean, actually, it really does stand the test of time. But it's called the broken pane theory. And it's about neighborhood policing.
Yeah,
and it's something as simple as if you live in a neighborhood, all the houses are great, and here's this one house that will not, you know, they just won't take care of their property, right? You know, in the house, and a window gets broken. Then what happens is, you'd be surprised, but there's a slow decline of the quality of the homes in the neighborhood. But it's really not about the homes. It's more about
it's weird, but you're right, though.
Yeah, it's about you. And you realize, like, hey, if I take a couple of days off of training, you already know, like, I'm starting to decline.
Yeah.
And when you're not looking for the next thing, you realize, like, I'm just sitting here in a waiting room, like in Oh, the Places You Will Go by Dr. Seuss. And you're just
which was a book that you gave me when I was a baby.
Yeah. It's a great book.
Which again, like, do other parents do that?
I don't know. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. There's a lot of great parents out there.
But no, there is. But I mean, it's like, man, to just be allowed to be a dreamer, like, it's just not even a thing anymore.
Yeah, you are a dreamer, but we really need that.
No,
with some, but you have some things behind it,
and you can't just, you know, and you can't. I mean, I'll be the first to tell you. I mean, dreaming only gets you so far. I mean, anybody can you could dream anything, you know, but there's processes involved, and the first thing I think is just talking about it. Yeah, because I think once your brain registers you talking about something, and you're telling other people, and you know, I've been walking around for 4 weeks while I've been in camp. Talking about being the super welterweight.
I love it. Putting it out there put pressure on you, because people will not put it out there.
I agree.
Because they don't want to get embarrassed. Yeah. They don't want to have an issue. They don't want people to look at them. But putting it out there actually does align you with where you want to go.
This is what we're going to do. Yep. We're doing this, you know?
I agree. And it takes more guts to do that than to keep it a secret and then just hedge your bets. We'll see what happens. No, don't hedge your bets. Put it out there, take your chances, and at the end of the day, hey, I don't know what's going to happen, but you did everything you could. You busted your ass.
You got to take the shot. Yeah, I mean, like, if you don't take the shot, you're for sure going to miss. Well, that's the thing. Like, it's not possible at all if you don't take the shot. It'll never happen. I mean, you can guarantee that.
It's hard if you don't.
And like, I don't know how to better explain that to people, but you know, I'm in your face about that part, because it's like, well, if you're not even, then it's not even possible. Don't even dream about it. Don't even think about it, because it's never going to happen for you.
Yeah, why are you even?
Don't even let it cross your mind.
What's the point?
Yeah, you know, because it's like you're just wasting your time. You know, gosh dang it, it is wild. So God keeps bringing this stuff to me, and it's in my face, and you know, I just start this thing, the third floor gym that you and Mom came to.
Yes.
And I don't remember if you guys, and I thought you guys kind of thought that was cool.
Yeah.
And I just pulled a few chairs up, and we sat in the middle of the combat room.
Yeah.
And we just chatted.
It was cool.
And it was cool. And then, but I mean, now we're in my office, which is crazy.
Oh, it's amazing.
And,
yeah, it's amazing.
It's pretty crazy to think about. You see who I got up right there. I know you see that, just so I never forget it. To those of you who don't know, gosh dang it, my little sister's getting married. Terrified, not gonna lie. Kind of terrified about that.
Well, you're in the wedding, so you're gonna have to be on top of this.
September 4th.
Yeah.
Dad just, as you guys know, if you've ever seen me outside of basketball shorts and a cutoff t-shirt, if it's chilly outside, chances are Dad bought those clothes. So Dad took me out. We're hooked up. Don't worry, sis. I got the sport coat ready to rock. It's gonna look great with that championship title belt at the wedding.
I know you're gonna hate wearing that, but as we
I love you for
explained to you, you'll be able to take the thing off. We have these people in our family that are just, they are who they are, and you love them for that, right? And so they're not gonna put on airs. They're not gonna like dress a certain way because they don't like it. There's not a lot of them, but like you and Steve. You know, my brother-in-law and your uncle, and you know, he's gonna show up in his
Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah,
he's gonna have the Hawaiian shirt on
and jean shorts. And that's what he's gonna do. And God, you know, you just respect him because you're like, that's Steve.
Well, if Madison wasn't gonna have me in the wedding, I'd be showing up like that too.
Well, I know you would.
The fact that I'm,
and
the fact that
so we're happy you're gonna wear a sport coat.
You're awful brave. I'm not mad at it, but you're to even want me. I already got a speech planned and everything. You let me get a hold of that microphone, it's gonna go down. But no, and I'm gonna start the speech by this right here. I know my sister's over there thinking Zach's gonna ruin my day, but no, I'm not. I promise you, I'm not.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Maybe do something from Wedding Crashers.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something,
yeah.
You know, you throw something out there.
Ooh, what else? This thing right here. What was I gonna say? Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah.
Yep. For some reason, I thought it was in Ames. It wouldn't be.
Oh
Ames,
yeah,
it'd be in Des Moines.
yeah. Chase is her fiance. You know.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, they're
Chase
living
is
there.
from Des Moines area.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
And I mean, they live there. And it makes all
you know,
sense,
just one thing I'd like to say too, and you know, I plan on talking to Chase that night. And gosh, I ain't the easiest guy to get along with. You know, I get that.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of like in your face.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
I love that little girl so much. You know.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that Chase is her man. I'm cool with that.
He's a great dude.
He really is a great dude. He's very you know, like I don't know how to say, you know, like when they're stroking each other nice and like very
he's loving.
He's got a big heart, like he adores her. That's what I mean.
He
adores her.
Yeah.
And I think that that's great. And I'm not too concerned. I think that, you know, if shit hit the fan and he had to do some things he didn't want to do, that he could get down.
Oh, I know he would. He said something to me, and this is when I kind of knew, like.
But that's my biggest thing that I always.
Yes,
think about,
I think,
know,
and it's the same actually like, for a dad. At the end of the day, you're like, I mean, you know, hey, great provider, all those things I think are great. But I mean,
if you're downtown
like,
night.
Somebody better,
can you?
Nothing better happen to my girl, you know. And that's him. I mean, you know, I didn't ask him for this. I mean, he told me, hey, we're going to, you know, Germany.
Yep.
And he said, don't worry, Mark. I said, you know, he said nothing's going to happen to Maddie, and I'm gonna, you know, if anything happens, it's going to happen to me. And I wasn't telling him, hey, can you advise me that you're gonna, you know, But he probably knew, hey, you know, her dad's like, hey, she's going overseas, etc. And I just knew like he's the right guy. You know, they're good.
I catch that vibe a lot.
Yeah.
So
they're a good fit.
Hey, even if I don't tell you, Chaser, I love you, buddy. It's all great. I want you to be scared of me just a tiny bit. You know, just a little bit, maybe.
Well, we all are, so it's okay.
Don't think I won't drive up there. Jesus. But no, I'm excited about it. I'm really happy for Madison and Chase both.
Yeah.
You know how I am about those things. I mean, you know, it's been that way forever. I feel like it's hard for me to, you know, because I love that girl so much, and I'll kill you.
Yeah,
respectfly, I'll kill you.
Yeah, there you go. It's healthy. It's a little healthy,
but I'm excited about it.
Sort of healthy.
It's wild to freaking watch her grow up, because I'm like, I just feel so freaking old.
Well, you guys,
I'm not kidding you. I'm
just
she's
proud
getting
of
married.
Both you
That's
guys,
nuts.
and I mean, you were both great athletes. You were the extreme athlete guy. I mean, I don't, you know, you've always been that way, and I don't know what drew you to, you know, of course they were called extreme sports then.
Yeah.
Now they're very much more just kind of recognized as a, you know,
sport.
But I mean, you're doing BMX and you were into ice hockey and a lot of, but I mean, you were great at, you know, you were a great baseball player, and you were excellent at
that too.
You know, you actually, I don't know if people know that you hung with that Ames team that year that went undefeated.
Barnes, McDermott,
all
the guys.
Those guys. I mean, you could hit the J from downtown and stuff. So even with the extreme sports, you were kind of in the comments. But both you and her did some of the individual kind of. Those individual sports are tough. So she was a hurdler, you know, and she was great at that.
She was a great track runner. I forgot about
she was. I mean, she finished second in the state.
She was
as a freshman.
Yeah,
she was on.
Mom was a good track runner, though, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
Mom was a runner. Period, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was quick.
She's freaking out walking every day still to this day.
Yeah, she still works out.
She's probably out walking right now.
She was a real good. You know, remember she used to play softball with us until probably like 5 years ago.
You know what I remember the most? Mom would leave the house 40 minutes early before we would even leave for softball. Yeah. Pick me up on your way.
I know. Well, she still does that now.
I believe it. I love her to death.
She's like,
meet me up on your way.
Yeah, because she's, you know, pickleball or tennis or whatever is not a good enough workout.
Right.
Like, pick me up on the way.
I love it. No, she's a monster in her own right, is the truth. Because she pushes the pace in her own right. Like on a regular daily day, she will find a way to integrate something involved to be able to push the pace.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
You know,
yeah,
and
every single day.
She's constantly got something natural in her hand, whether it's a strawberry or you know, the cool new thing, and she's always doing the right things and
she's much more healthier than me. Like I could eat a meat stick and I'm good for the day.
She kicks butt.
You guys all act like, you know, this guy's insane.
She's always like, Zachers, I know you're cutting. I need to fill you up. I'm like, Mom, I'm cutting weight. You can't fill me up.
But you actually do a good with your diet. I'm always kind of impressed because you don't do you do eat a lot of veggies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I don't know where you got it because you have.
I just know I have to have it if I'm keeping it real because you know. Once I'm done fighting, I'm gonna get back hooked on the Scotcheroos again. I got no problem with it. Just so we're well aware here, the day I'm done fighting, I'm going right back to the Scotcheroos. Okay, well, and hopefully there's still 2 for $3 at the Hy-Vee because I'm gonna buy them all up. But you have to have those things in order to perform at a certain rate.
I think so.
And so at some point, like,
it's okay, right? You're going to deny yourself the rest of your life, like something you actually love, a food or whatever.
Right.
It's very hard to. I just don't think most people are successful with that. Yeah.
You know how Mom's Chex Mix?
We're 3 months out from Chex Mix City.
Oh,
probably,
man, if you've never had Mom's Chex Mix before, it's homemade, and I'm telling you what. It is awesome.
Well, it is good. It is good.
She still thinks I'm crazy for this.
She spiced it up a little more.
Last year's was great.
Yeah, it was better. Last year she upped up the spice game.
She hooked me up with the half-gallon Ziploc bags. Yes. Yep. Oh man, I could go for some Mom's Chex Mix right now. Maybe it's just like a heart thing for me, but gosh, I love the Mom's Chex Mix.
Yeah. Get used to those things.
So man, we could talk forever because I mean we really could. Couple of real things that I want to touch base on. Not being involved in law enforcement anymore, but being involved still. What's one of the things, me personally, and we'll keep it out of the politics. I am happy that you're not an officer these days. And the reason that I say that is because there's just so much scrutiny involved and everybody's got a camera in your face. And I'm not saying that this side isn't fine for feeling how they feel and this side isn't fine for feeling how they feel. How we come to terms and meet in the middle, I don't know. But being a cop these days it's never been an easy job, but now especially it is a very hard job. But I know, man, you're the thrill guy. You know what I mean? Like I've heard a million stories. I tell all these guys the stories, and are you getting your thrill these days? I mean, because you're constantly chasing something down, but I know in my head that you got to be looking at the next thing. There's got to be something else coming to mind. There's just, what is the next thing? Or are you ever interested in going back and doing some detective stuff?
Yeah, even today, I thought, man, I could go back and be a cop, and how cool would it be to be in LA or something? It would. But the fact of the matter is, it's really, really difficult now. I mean, I don't think I have a clear, idea about the challenges that they deal with. And of course, you see all the videos and everything else.
And I was around it growing up, so I don't know everything, but I know a fair amount.
Well, hell, I don't know if your friends ever heard the time that you went out on when I was with another detective and you jumped in front of both of us and introduced yourself as one of the detectives.
How old was I? 8?
Like 8 or something?
That's true. I've never even told that story.
That's hilarious. Hilarious. And Jeff,
you should tell that one because, man, I'm telling you what.
Yeah.
But my dad and his partner Jeff, who's also a great guy.
He's the chief
buddies.
of police
They've
nowadays,
been buddies
so
forever.
But,
they're on a special unit. They're doing like a gangs and drugs task force. We're in an undercover car. This undercover car is so undercover that there's 2 guys driving. It's got a car seat in the back. I remember it was the most piece of shit Chevy Lumina I've ever been in my whole life. I was only 8 years old, but they're talking to some maids at a hotel, and I don't know what the heck they were even saying, but I had to have a business card in my pocket, and I thought I was important, so I split the 2 of them.
Your memory is pretty darn good.
Hi, I'm Zach Mills. I'm Detective Ames PD.
That's right.
And I was only 8 years old. I was no detective. Gosh.
Those moments were fun when you
those are always there, but like it takes you bringing something like that up for me to, because in the moment I know you wanted to kill me, which is fine, and I'm not mad at it because you're trying to be professional.
Yes.
And low key, and hey, if you're on an undercover mission, don't take Zach Mills with you.
Well, now I think you can.
Now I'll be fine.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, you know, it was one of those moments where Jeff and I were like, what the heck is going on here? And then you know, but later you'll just laugh about it and you realize like, wow, what a kind of fun, cool.
Because I just wanted to be like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's the truth. I freaking just looked up to you so much. And
now everything's switched. Now I want to be like,
well,
you and I look
yeah,
up to you
just because
everything's
time gets in the way and we get old.
Yeah.
But you hear all the stories about, oh yeah, you know, they used to flash the lights at me, and no, it was really that way. I mean, like, I'd stay up as late as I could because I knew you had to go to work at 11.
Yeah.
And I'd either wait for one of the patrol guys to come scoop you up in the squad car and you go to work, or you
rode with me a few times. You'd zonk out. I mean, because it's 2 a.m. But I really liked it when you guys were riding with me. It made life a little bit easier.
Jared and I would come. You remember that?
Yeah, you guys split up.
Who was Jared with? Brinkley one night, and I was with
Brinkley
you one night.
And Brinkley was the chief.
There's so many awesome.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of fun memories.
The State Center high-speed chase where you broke the window out, pulled that guy out of the freaking window.
I know. That was crazy.
I mean, there's just been so many cool things that have happened, and like, I guess maybe that's the other thing too, is maybe why I'm a dreamer, is because like I grew up around this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know, everybody's always judging somebody, and most of the time these people are out living believable lives, and I'm trying to live an unbelievable life and do unbelievable things. And we all get judged the same. And at the end of the day, if you're going to get told, if people are going to feel this way or that way, no matter what, I feel like you should do what you want to do always.
Yeah.
They love you this week. They hate you next week.
I think that's
just make sure you get paid both.
If you're focused on that kind of stuff, and I've seen other people talking about whether you're looking at your Facebook responses or if you're on X.
I try really hard not to look at that.
Yeah, because I think it's just that kind of stuff is like,
it'll tear you up.
It will.
If I were to tell you how many views I've had just in the last 28 days, you wouldn't believe me.
I mean, I think
71,000.
Wow. I mean, that's insane.
And I don't know where this stuff comes from. No idea. It's got to be the gym, Dogg House stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But it's to the point where, like, and I mean, we're at the gas station too. Two separate people that don't even know each other both know me. I'm in some random gas station just with you.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. So on the PD thing, I miss it. I miss the camaraderie, and that's it. That's the way it is. Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's happy
a team
with what
thing
I'm doing.
too, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I miss the TAC team.
Yep.
That's really what I miss more than anything is the tactical team and being on that. But that was,
I remember you taking us out to shoot the MP4
and
all that stuff out
on fully auto. That was
a lot of fun. Yeah. We were kicking in makeshift doors. And, you remember all that?
Oh yeah, the bowling pins and everything. But I mean, I'm trying to impact people a certain way, just like you are.
Yeah.
But your thing about the crazy thing is when we're with you, like whether it's me and Mom or if Maddie's here or something. It's insane to me the amount of people that know you in Cedar Rapids, and this isn't really that small of a town. I mean, it's 120,000. It might seem small to you,
it does.
But from somebody that lives in Ames, it's like we're a third of the size. And if everybody knew you in Ames, I'd be like, damn, I'm surprised that everybody knows you in Ames.
Right.
But it's just crazy for the one leaving Lindell Mall. Is it still called Lindell?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway,
which is crazy because every mall is getting destroyed anymore, right?
So we walk out of Dick's Sports, and two people out there yelling at you, Zach Mills. Then we
great Jack Mills.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
then we stop at Casey's, and 3 people in Casey's, 3 separate people. Actually, it's more than 3 because one gentleman with his wife and kids, they all know
Tyler and Tisha.
Then another guy that's working at Casey's, and then somebody that's coming in the door. And so it is crazy to me I realize like, wow, what an impact you have and continue to have in this town and what you can do for good with it, just like what the cops are trying to do or anybody else in any other job, that's can make a difference. Walmart, I'm a checker at Walmart. This sucks for me, right? It doesn't have to be. I mean, somebody's rolling through there. Try to be good to them. Try to be nice to them. I just had this
conversation with somebody
yesterday. Try to enjoy your job, but I get it. I mean, a lot of jobs suck, and that's fine. I hope people can find something they really care about. But
I hope that they go chase something for
find a way to care about it.
Or find a way.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and again, like, I talk about you all the time, more than you know about it. Talk about you all the time.
It's not like the time you came home and you were street racing. Good.
Hey,
not bringing that
you
up.
didn't even say anything to me. You were just standing out there on the porch with your hand open like that. I knew my keys belonged in your hand.
That's when there's true anger. That's when there's true anger.
17 years old. We was out dragged. Hey, what would have happened? Just off topic. I got picked up by Story County that night.
Yes,
What would have happened
and
if
you
I
were
would have got
charged.
picked up? I was. What if I got picked up by Ames PD that night? Because you're a cop. Do you think Story County just was like, oh, this is Mills' kid. We're writing his ass up. You think that?
No, I don't think so. I
okay.
think so. You know, there is that kind of natural. People ask about like the county, you know, like
versus the
deputies
cops.
versus the
Yeah,
cops.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not going to deny that there is a little bit of like, it's not animosity,
I'm sure
but
there is.
competitiveness.
Yeah. There's
and
your teams.
Think,
you have
yeah,
a team,
and
they
you
have
think
team.
like our TAC team's better than their TAC team.
Right,
and our cops
right.
are smarter than theirs. Like,
Yeah.
You know, we used to kind of like dislike state patrol.
Construction does the same thing though.
Oh, they do.
This construction company's I would never do that.
Oh, that lawn care company, they're a joke.
But I don't know how you just work your 8 hours and come home and hop in the recliner and crack a beer and sit there for 4 or 5 hours.
A lot of people do, and they're very content with that.
And I'm not, and no disrespect to them. I just, man, alive, like there's so much out there, and there's so much going on, and there's so much to be a part of, and there's so many things that you could take and make great, or so many groups you could join and be an asset in, or whatever. And
what I wanted from your podcast when you started the podcast was, and I remember telling you this, is one, that positivity needs to get out there every day.
Yep.
Because I'm not sure, but if people are going to listen to something and take the time to listen to it, there either needs to be a celebrity of some sort on it, probably.
Right.
Some kind of,
or they've been around for 10 years.
Either
maybe.
informational purposes, like, you're talking about news reports that are coming out that week or something.
Yep.
Or the other thing is, why would you take the time to listen to it? It's like, I love this guy because this guy gets me pumped. He gets me motivated.
Yep.
He gets this guy or girl gets me motivated.
Yep.
And that's the thing. And so I thought, man, that's your niche.
Yep.
You get these fighters on here and they talk about all the challenges they've had, how they've gotten through. And that's huge. So like the common everyday, that's a horrible thing to say, right?
But I'm hearing you.
Great people that are
You're
out
sitting
there
with me, so it's
busting their ass, working at Casey's
Yeah.
or wherever. Awesome people.
Yep.
Like, well, what can you do to inspire anybody, whether it's a CEO or somebody who right now doesn't have a job? How can you inspire them because you want to make a difference? That's what people want to do.
So back to, I was just talking to somebody the other day about this, and we were having a conversation about, for one, I don't know where your book is at, but man, I'm really hoping that you're going to come out with that thing, because I talk to people a lot about that too.
Yeah.
And what comes up to topic to that is the fact that you could be a nobody and change people's lives
without a doubt.
do amazing things.
Without a doubt.
You could literally just be a cashier at Casey's and
Yep.
change people's lives and do amazing
Yep.
things.
Yep.
But I think a lot of people have their brains stuck in a spot where they don't think that they can, or that they're
Without
not
not important enough of what they
Correct.
do, and
Correct.
that's totally wrong.
Totally wrong.
Yep.
Totally wrong. And that's what a lot of the book is about, which I think is great.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we've been talking about that for forever. And
Yeah.
again, like all these things that, God, you're just, I try not to be too much, but man, you're one of the best humans I know. And
Wow.
I mean it. Like you really,
Appreciate it.
God, you've done so much. I mean, I'm trying to live the life of 50 men before it's dead and over.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm chasing you down a lot of times because, God, you've done so much. You've done community stuff. You've done cop stuff. You've worked jobs. You've played softball. You're a heck of a dad. You've been to all of our events. You come to all of our things. You tell us that anything's possible. And, and when I need an ass chewing, you chew my ass. And I'm not against taking an ass chewing. It's got to be that way sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect. Yeah. And people need to, I need to be sat down from time to time until, hey, you son of a bitch, that ain't how the hell you do things. Or whatever the situation is. And man, I've always respected that so much.
I praise the Lord for the relationship we have, because
I agree.
It was a challenge when you were young.
It was.
Because
it was.
Your mom and I got divorced, and then I ended up with Karen, and we've been married now for 30 some years, and she sees you as a son, just like
I see her as my real mom.
And so I'm just really grateful for that. And she went through and battled through all that.
I can only imagine how hard it was for her.
It had to be very difficult. It was.
To put that into perspective, if you thought it was hard,
yeah,
imagine how hard it was for somebody whose kid it wasn't.
Oh, I know. And I,
so that's why I have a lot of
that.
respect
Yeah.
for her. Me personally, that's
Yes.
why I have a lot of respect for her.
And you may find
because I
yourself
understand
someday
that,
in love
you know?
with somebody that has kids and
Yeah.
everything, and you realize,
And
like,
imagine how hard
I've
that is.
I've seen that, and you
Yeah.
kind of maybe know you're better prepared for that kind
She
of stuff.
had, in order for her to love you, she had to love me. There wasn't a
because
choice.
there wasn't any.
Great, that's what I'm saying.
there never would have been.
To put that into perspective,
Yeah.
and for somebody to do that and treat you how I've been treated, and to allow you to, I don't want to say like allow me, but like to accept me as I am. I'm not, I'm a pain in the butt. I just am, and I'm not mad at it. But to accept me as I am, and God, I always just thought I couldn't imagine how hard that would be. I tell people this, somebody's always trying to change somebody else's lives. Maybe they're men and women together or whatever, but think about how hard it is to change yourself. Just you.
Yes. And then
now imagine how hard it's going to be to change somebody else.
I love that.
I mean, God, it's so hard to just change yourself.
If it's so easy and you can't change yourself, you're
you're
upset about, your physical fitness or, your mindset about the way you think stuff. And then you're married to somebody or you're dating somebody and you think you're going to change them. You can't even.
Never going to happen.
You can't even fix yourself.
Yeah, never going to happen.
That's, when you start to think
crazy,
about stuff
right?
Like that,
that's rabbit hole stuff that we won't even get into.
No, I like that. I mean,
I often think about that because I'm like, man, it's hard enough to get myself to operate under new conditions to be repetitive this way and not repetitive this way.
Yeah.
Frick, man, to try to get that's so freaking hard. I couldn't imagine how hard it'd be to get somebody else to do that because it's hard just myself.
Yeah.
But back to what we're talking, I've always loved the fact that you've always made it very clear to me that I want you to be great. I want you to be whatever you want to be, but you don't have to be an NBA All-Star to make a difference.
No.
You don't have to be the cool SWAT team guy kicking indoors, giving speeches to kids. You could be anybody. And I wish that more people had that attitude. There's a lot of mental. I think you would be very surprised if you could get into your own brain and see the things that you have in store that you could give other people, because my God, you have so many mental tools up there that I've taken from you, and as a family we've taken from you. And I don't know where you got that stuff from, but man, you're just the mentality that you carry and how you carry yourself and how you operate day to day.
Oh, I appreciate it. It's really not me.
It's wild,
it's really you guys. I'm inspired by you guys, and I'm inspired by you. I mean, the guts, I don't care what fight it is. I don't care if it's in Shoeyville. I don't care if it's in Podunk, Indiana. What it takes to get in and fight somebody and the courage it takes to do something like that. I'm impressed with that. So that kind of mindset, I'll never be, I don't care where you go, where you fight, what you do. To me, you've achieved greatness, and I'm inspired and look up to that. So, I mean, hey, wherever this thing goes, and if it does go somewhere, but I won't be any more impressed than I already am. So that's just the bottom line. But one thing, that has impacted me now for many years that I've tried to do, and I still have a lot of work to do on it. But it's this kind of like, and I have a bracelet on here that says "I am second," and it's kind of Christianity.
God
based.
is first.
Yeah, God is first, and you guys are first.
Yeah.
So we as humans put ourselves first almost all the time.
Yeah,
and it's natural. This is natural because we're just arrogant and we think we know better, and we don't need a God, and we don't need you telling me what to do, and I don't need this and I don't need that.
Yep.
And so I'm trying to say, I need to be second. I need to be second to you guys, to my wife, to the Lord. And then when I do that, here's the crazy thing about putting yourself second. All my problems that I have, they're really not there, because
never thought about that until
so Mark Mills is jacked up and can't hear out of his ear, but I'm more worried about what's Zach doing, and is he going to be ready? And I'm more worried about is Karen going to be okay, and is Maddie, how's this wedding going to go? So when you put other people in front of you, it's weird, but it actually
really
takes
wild
a lot
that
of
you
pressure
say that.
off of yourself.
It's really wild that you say that, because like this whole run that I'm on, whatever it is, the fighting, I wanted to fight, but that was never the answer. The answer was trying to be part of something bigger than myself.
Yeah,
as you know. And so I think there's a lot of truth in that. And just as I feel like the only reason it's hard to get out there and fight in front of, these people and everything is because, as you know, all these people are yelling my name and I'm at the gas station or whatever. And, I have to be willing to put myself in a vulnerable spot.
Yeah.
That I'm going to let these people
and you don't want to let them
see
down.
me potentially get knocked the heck out.
And they believe in you.
Hey,
and
I've never touched a canvas one time, 100% rate, never touch a canvas once. But, like those are those things that like, that's a vulnerable place to put yourself, But what I'll also say is, if you think that I could be the first guy to some call where there's apartments on fire and
I know
nobody's there. No, nobody's there. There's no fire truck. There's no people are yelling and screaming your name and you got no safety thing or nothing, but you run into this apartment and you start dragging people out. That really happened. And you've really done that. I couldn't do that.
Well,
I don't know that I could do. I mean, I would call and wait for a guy like you.
You would
just go running into the apartment and kicking doors down and dragging
we
people
already
out
know.
there.
I was fortunate that happened and I was Johnny on the spot, but I know you would do that. You know, and some of it is, I mean, it's about the job. And I remember my dad and your grandfather had said,
you never did that job for money though.
Oh God! No.
So it was about the job, but it wasn't like, I need this job.
No, but once you're in it, you kind of feel like, man, I gotta.
Teachers and cops don't be teachers and cops because they want to make good money.
No, it's not that great of money, but I remember your grandfather always saying this, which was, and this is a common thing that he picked up from what other people had said, but basically, bravery is not like, I'm not afraid of this. It is just doing it anyway. And early on, there were people when I was at Cedar Rapids PD, and your mom was at Cedar Rapids PD, and she knows some of these officers.
Yeah,
there was an officer that, I don't know that I got sent there, but it was a domestic disturbance, a real serious one.
Yep.
The officers flooded and headed that way, and I believe the guy was armed. They saw this officer hiding in an alley, waiting for the other officers to get there.
I believe that.
Yeah. So, and early on, I remember that story, and I just thought, well, I'm not going to be that one.
No.
I'll be probably scared shitless, but I'm not going to be the one that they go, that piece of crap was a coward and wouldn't go there.
Yeah.
So it was more like I just didn't want to look like a coward. Than
and then
anything. And then but the more you do it, then you do start to feel like maybe I can, I can do this stuff and I can be, quote unquote a hero or whatever. Just because you get used to doing it and then it doesn't seem like it's that outrageous.
But you and Grandpa used to say this. Everybody says it. I don't know where you get it. What do you mean? Where do I get it? Didn't you just hear what you said?
Yeah,
that's where I got it.
Well,
keeping it real. That's where I got it. You and Grandpa.
Yeah,
that's where I got it.
Apparently, you absorbed it because
that's crazy to think about.
I've offered advice to others and they don't listen. So
Well, gosh, if I would like heck, I would have listened to 70% of the stuff that I heard.
Yeah,
because as well as I do. I preach it to these kids.
Well,
and they're going to be 25 someday sitting here like, I wish I would have listened to Coach.
Well, exactly.
It just is that way,
it's that
right?
One thing,
How
though,
is
but at
that?
one point, what like today when you were talking to them and working with them, at one point that will click, right? Then that will, and then years from now, they'll be somewhere or something, and they'll be. I remember when Coach Mills told me that.
Yeah.
And then that's when you're like, and you may not even know about that situation. You may never know that happened. But you have to know in your heart of hearts that I'm doing this stuff and it matters and it will somewhere down the line. And I may never even know about it.
I remember just coaching Parks and Rec basketball.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like third grade.
That was so fun.
And you would come and watch my games.
Oh, that was so fun.
Like I was just like coaching third graders.
Yeah.
And you would drive 2
hours
just to come see
good at it. It was a lot
coach
of fun.
third graders.
Yeah, it was
Man,
fun.
that's awesome. Gosh, I was so blessed growing up. I mean it. I was so blessed growing up. Last thing I got. I'm extremely grateful for the relationship that you and Mom have. I see it all. I watch you bicker and argue, and then 30 minutes later, you're like rubbing on her butt real nice, and then you guys are kissing each other. I mean, let's keep it real. You guys have like the adoring thing,
Yeah.
And as much as you're a pain in the ass to her and she's a pain in the ass to you, like you guys never go to bed mad at each other. You never have that I'm aware of. And maybe you have and you just let it go by or whatever. But it's like, I don't know. How do you do that? I mean, you guys have been together, what, 30?
Yeah, 35 years, I think. It's real rare.
I mean, it's very rare. So
it's
give
all
a
her,
little
though.
bit of advice and tell us kind of how you and mom were even able to do that, because it's like in today's day and age, I don't ever see that being a thing anymore.
Yeah.
And that's sad. I think.
It is sad because.
But I think you guys keep a lot of things between yourselves too.
Well, we do. I mean, we're
Just you and mom.
We're a couple and a team. So we don't, we're not out sharing information, with you guys. And I mean, you may not know that there's a struggle here or a struggle there. By and large, I say 99.9% of the time, we don't go to bed mad. We kiss every night before we go to bed. I mean, we try to do those things.
Yep.
But the honest truth is, it's been hard at times. There's no doubt about it. I've said things to your mom that I deeply regret. I've sworn at her. I've got angry. And I've never laid a hand on her. I've never done anything like that. But
she said things that she wish you. I mean, we've all done it. We've all done it.
We do. But I'm grateful for her because she's been very forgiving.
And she saw the best in you.
Yeah.
I love that about mom.
Yeah.
Mom always sees, and maybe that's a woman thing.
She does.
She always sees the best in everyone.
And she's disappointed if she doesn't see.
I agree, but gosh, she
but
always chooses to see the best. She makes that choice.
Again,
she could choose to not.
Oh, she could.
She always chooses to see the best.
And she has high expectations.
I think that's
you. She always has.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But again, I think at the end of the day, we both answer to a higher power, and we believe everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So why are we together for 35 years if we believe in God and Jesus Christ? And we believe that's why we're together. And we believe that our togetherness has spurned some really fantastic things, including, aside from you and your sister and everything else, all the relationships with people and the people we've met and all my brothers and sisters and siblings and all the things that have happened as their relationships and their marriages, which have been amazing, have all stood the test of time too. And Zach, it is the number one thing of all the things of busting down doors and wrestling guns out of people's hands and being in the ring with you, which was amazing.
I love that.
That was amazing.
It was.
But at the end of the day, nothing will top the nothing I'm more proud of than the 35 years that we put in and the way that we battled through our challenges. And
that's a lot of it too. I think you guys have gotten to a stage where there's such thing as a routine, and it's sometimes you're not motivated. Sometimes it's this, that, or the other thing, but it's what we do, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what we do.
Yeah.
So 35 years, it's just what we do, man. You know what I mean? It's just what we do.
And we grow too. You know, when you left, you were the first kid out of the house.
Yep.
And it changed everything.
And the oldest kid, by the way. Don't be getting any weird ideas.
Exactly. But I mean, your personality is so bold and bright, and it was at the house, that things really took a step down.
Yep.
And the truth is, I was pretty upset and depressed about it for a while.
Yeah.
And so
it was tough on me too, because I really didn't get to spend nearly as much time with you guys as I would have liked to, based on prior circumstances and living with,
but mom lifted me up,
yeah,
and that's what that relationship does. And that's where when one person's up, one's down. We've been really great at being there for the other when something is going,
you're definitely each other's better half.
Yeah. Without
There's no question about that.
And so, I don't know. We're just, I'm just blessed. I mean, I don't know why.
Give us one tool. If you can give out one tool, give us one tool. You guys have been together 35 years. Just give us one tool that people could do better to allow these things to happen.
All right. I pray to God nightly that I'll shut my mouth. I really do. I'm kind of it's like, it's not hard to see the apple falls from the tree, which is you.
Yep.
And I'm not saying you do this, but
I want to too. I'm hearing you on
that. People
you can only learn by listening.
Yeah.
You can only learn by listening.
Yeah. But I've said stuff that have upset people and upset her and upset you guys. So, I mean, I have learned a lot, but I mean, the number one thing, I just pray to the Lord to tell me, to give me guidance, and that I use my words in a way that will help people and not hurt people. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Last thing I got, is that Garmin or is that an Apple Watch?
That is an Apple Watch.
Ooh, I've been thinking about getting a Garmin for running.
Really?
Because
is it better?
My phone's just always ringing.
So do you have an Apple Watch?
I was rocking the Apple Watch for a while, but it's just another form to get a hold of me.
Yeah, it is.
Which is why I'm like, man, grab the Garmin and just roll. No phone, no nothing, out of there.
I really do think you need
I've been thinking about
if I'm you, I would try to knowing what I know about you and your calls and everything you have, I do think you should try to check out
I'm thinking about it
a little bit if you can.
because I love.
Yeah.
That's people are like, how is it? Why are you? You're cleaning planes at 1 a.m, probably wondering why I'm awake. I'll tell you why I'm awake. That's the only time I'm able to get anything.
Seems like
done.
you're always awake. I don't know.
That's the only time I'm able to get anything done.
Yeah.
When everybody else is asleep and the world is quiet, I can go and do the things I need to do.
I'm actually
and
surprised
get things
you're able to do this because, to be honest with you, whenever I'm around you, the phone is ringing constantly.
Well, it's off right now, as you know, I'm sure,
Yeah.
because I'm sure it's been ringing off.
So there's probably some upset
I
people
woke up
wondering why you're
yesterday
not.
at 9:30 or 10. Okay, slept a little too late.
Well, I'm surprised
First
you did
thing I
that.
see on my phone, 19 notifications.
Oh my word.
That doesn't, and I don't have notifications on Facebook, Snapchat, none of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's text, emails, blah 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 blah.
I'm glad to see you're starting to convert over to the sleeping in mentality because I mean,
I'm
my
trying.
gosh, you've always been the one that's getting up at 7 a.m. and out the door doing stuff. And
Yeah.
we always worked. Everybody, me and your mom both worked a lot of third shift and still kind of continue to work a lot of these overnights.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a morning person.
I remember you waking up 11 o'clock in the afternoon eating chips and salsa and mom being like, don't eat. What do you do? That's the first thing you're going to eat? You haven't even had anything yet. You haven't had anything, not even one glass of water.
It's a great breakfast food.
Man, I love that woman to death. Man, I want to get you back on here. Let's wait till Madison's wedding. I was thinking about bringing the gear with me.
That sounds awesome.
And maybe we could bring Madison and Chase in on
I'd love
something,
to
like
have
the
them.
four of
Yeah,
us.
if you wanna
And
do
mom
it.
too. And mom too.
If there's somebody out there that would be interested in hearing that.
Potentially.
But,
I believe it or not, they're interested. I mean, I
think you inspire people.
I don't think I'm really that interesting, but that or they just like watching me get punched in the
character.
head. Either way,
you
we
are
ain't
a
mad at
character.
it.
You're a character.
Gosh, I love you to death. I could do this all night, but as you know, I got this thing.
I'm surprised we went this long. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're over an hour. I love you,
love
man.
You.
Hey,
love you,
thanks,
Z-Man.
Man, thanks for just sitting here and talking with me. I mean, you're not the most personal guy, and you don't like to give a whole lot of information out, and I get it completely. But man, I love you, Dad, man.
I'm a lucky guy. That you're my son, man. I praise the day you were born. I was like so grateful and thankful to the Lord, and I've never felt
rest in peace, Grandpa Tom. But
I know
he
was there,
and he told me you were running up and down the hallways of the.
He was freaked out. So
I you were skipping up and down the hallways of the hospital.
So I kind of messed with him. So he was there, and I walked out. And he wanted to know what was going on, and I said, "Well," and I paused for like 5 seconds, and he had this look in his eye like, oh my God, is he going to give me some bad news? It's funny how you remember the things you remember.
Yeah.
And I said, everything's great. You got a little grandson. But I just paused, and he was, I saw that look like, uh-oh, is there a problem?
He always used to tell me that. He said, he always would say, he said, and when you were born, I've never seen somebody more excited in my life than your dad. He said, your dad was running and skipping up and down the hallways of the hospital.
Yeah.
And he would always tell me that, and he was never one to lie. So